It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the full shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org. I'm John DeSando.
I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
Thank you so much for visiting from Cinema Classics.
Oh, you bet.
Appreciate it.
Oh my God,
With the
so
coronavirus.
it's such a rare occurrence.
It is, and always a joy to have you here to visit us. And because of the coronavirus, we happen to be in your own studio.
Yeah.
And,
Sorry, my living room.
right. And we're talking about a film that you and I have seen on Netflix.
Yeah, new movie on Netflix,
Yeah.
currently streaming right now.
Yeah.
Just made available by Netflix. A Spanish film
Yes.
entitled The Platform.
And you know, let me say something at the outset
Yeah.
that I might forget.
Yeah.
This is dubbed in maybe a half a dozen languages,
Right.
and it is superbly done.
Yeah, but you can watch it the Spanish language.
Oh, sure you can, but
Yeah.
if you want to watch it in English,
Right.
and I have a real prejudice against doing that,
Oh, I hate that.
but this is very good.
Yeah, you can watch it in almost any
Yeah,
language
right.
you can dream up.
Yeah, and so it has a kind of universal appeal.
Of course, let's suggest everybody watching its original Spanish language version with subtitles.
Right. It's a horror film and a thriller at the same time.
And political
Oh.
satire, or, well, you know.
It's satire, I would say, that is saturated with allegory.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
So the premise of the movie is there's this weird prison, and we don't even know if it's a prison.
it's a vertical prison.
It's a vertical prison. We don't know how people get. You can actually just enlist. You can go.
Yeah,
in,
but
right?
there are also criminals.
Right. There are also criminals. You
Right.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know it is.
And so it's a platform. Of how many levels we don't know. What happens is at the very top level, the people at the top are on the platform is a spread of
Gourmet
gorgeous food you can't
Yeah.
imagine, right? Food so lovingly prepared. You know, if there's a hair in it,
Yeah.
they're fired, right?
And so this is going down.
And
would
so
you
what
say
happens?
200?
So it stops on the first level, and then the two prisoners on that level have like 2 minutes to eat whatever they can. Then the platform drops, and so on and so
Yeah,
on.
I would call it a not so dumb waiter.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So you've got two people
So
sharing.
presumably what happens is when it reaches the bottom,
Really, what do you think?
there's no food
There's
left.
nothing but bones left. And so it would remind you a little bit of Snowpiercer, wouldn't you think, with its emphasis on the class struggle?
Yeah, if Snowpiercer is horizontal, this one is vertical.
But Snowpiercer looks like a stroll in the park next to this one.
Yeah, this is really. So with the protagonist, I forget his name already.
Yeah, it's Goring. Goring, which I hope doesn't remind you of the famous Goring. From Nazi
Oh yeah,
days.
no, this guy's a sweetheart.
I know he is,
Yeah,
but there's so much allegory going on here.
Right, and you know what? What I loved about watching this, John, was our current situation. Not only does it speak to our current political situation, talking about democratic socialism and all that,
And
but right
inequality.
inequality,
Yes,
all of that.
all
stuff.
of the
I mean, 6 months ago, this movie would have been timely, but now, when we're living in this coronavirus apocalypse, where you can't get toilet paper, the platform, it resonates so loudly.
Yes.
So imagine you go to the grocery store, right, and it's all picked over because people can't.
Yeah.
They just can't get it together. They just can't buy enough to get them to the.
Currently,
right?
all the pasta shells in Kroger are gone.
Right, and it's not, it's not like there's more. I don't think it's more people going.
People.
They're hoarding.
Of course they are.
And the whole premise of this film is that if the people at the top would just take what they need,
Right.
the people at the bottom would actually get some food.
Listen, we can not only can we thank Rod Serling for the kind of mystical, magical, and strange setup. We can also thank Ronald Reagan, because his trickle down doesn't work now any more than it worked back in the 80s.
Right.
I mean, things are not trickling down for anybody who believes that if you give big tax cuts to the rich, it's going to trickle down to you. This allegorically tells you it right away. Plus, it has no shame. It also brings in communion, and it makes a reference to Christ.
Right.
And the eating, if there is cannibalism here, let's warn our audience. And
trigger warning.
Right, and
there's cannibalism.
It's likened to communion.
Yeah.
So there's some attempt to make this humane.
You know, I had heard about this movie, and I thought, okay, that sounds like a fun diversion. I was enthralled by this movie. I enjoyed it on the horror level.
Yes.
I enjoyed it on the allegorical level, the political level.
Yep.
Even as a black comedy, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. And you've got to like his roommate, Trimagasi.
Yeah.
What a creep.
The old man.
Oh, the old man.
Yeah, who keeps appearing to him.
A major creep. And you have women who come and go.
Yeah.
All right, and so there's something a little bit civilized about it.
I forget her name, but the actress who he ends up with on one of the levels is one of Almodovar's contributors.
Okay,
Yeah.
Not Alexandra.
Yeah, it's her.
Alexandra Mazanke.
No, wait, let me see. Antonia San Juan.
Okay.
Imoguiri.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's some pretty rude things that happen with the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as this dumb waiter keeps going down, it's very much like a Dantean experience where you're going in rings of hell.
Yeah.
Till you got down to the place, the real hell, the center of it is down below where there's no food.
Right.
Food is wealth in this movie. It's just
Yeah.
a great conceit that I'm like you, I'm sitting there and going, I can't believe that I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun. Every time I thought I had it figured out,
Yeah.
in terms of,
Yeah.
you know, this sounds like a 90-minute film, right? The premise seems paper thin.
Yes.
It isn't.
No.
They keep finding ways to enrich it, to deepen it. You know, it just keeps expanding.
How about as a Spanish film?
Yeah.
You get to bring one thing,
Right.
and his
You get to bring one thing to this prison.
right, and his roommate has a continually sharpening knife.
Yes.
All right, this is menacing.
Right. And our hero
Yes.
brings a Don Quixote.
Yeah, big surprise.
He brings a book.
Yes,
And
he
at
brings-
some point somebody says, who brings a book?
I
to a
know.
prison? Right?
But there is something Quixote-like him.
I even think he's sort of,
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He evokes.
Probably an aquiline nose and angular,
Yeah.
and just the way we would see him on the top of his
Exactly.
horse,
Yes, for
kind of
sure.
stooping over. But he's got a heart.
And his first cellmate, as you said, what's the guy's name?
It's Trimagasi.
It's sort of an inversion of
Sancho Panza.
Sancho Panza, right?
But I'm going to tell you, there are so many allegorical levels. That's just another reason for seeing it. Visually, the production design is outstanding.
Yeah.
It's grim, it's creative, it's realistic. I just so admire everything that they've done with this.
Production design is great. The performances are spectacular. You know, I know that we all wish we could get out of the house and go to the movie theaters.
Yes, right.
But chances are there probably wouldn't be anything in the theaters right now this good.
You're right. And so I'm going to ask you what grade you will give the platform.
I give it an A-, which is spectacularly high for me.
No, I know, and I've been hanging out with you too long, because that's exactly the one I gave it on my review.
Is that
which
right?
is coming out. Yeah.
What was the minus for you?
My minus score is that it's derivative of all the people I told you, from Poe on down to Samuel Beckett.
I got it.
You know, they've drawn from everywhere. The allegory is way over the top.
Yeah.
You know,
But I'm telling you, it speaks to our current moment.
it does.
I think everybody should watch this film and think about what you're doing when you go to the grocery store, when you're hoarding toilet paper, when you're buying 50 rolls of toilet paper and depriving somebody
Yes.
of one roll.